Good morning. We are doing a what I eat in a day video to kind of catch you up on what life has been like after the BBBE challenge. So let me just kind of tell you what happened as soon as we weighed in after the BBBE challenge that we did. We ended up having to go out of town. We had a work trip planned, and every year that we go on this work trip, everything is provided, right? They put us up in a hotel. They provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner most days. They have networking events where it's got like open bar, all of that stuff. And so we really don't have too much control over our options. So we did pack, right? We packed a bunch of different things to try and prepare us for the weekend. We have a weekend work trip today. Caesar made Nick breakfast before his basketball practice, so I'm gonna munch on a little bit of bacon. But Caesar did take out the ribeyes, and we were going to throw them on the grill and have a big fatty breakfast before our 7-hour drive today. All right, it is 11:20, and we are sitting down to eat our meal for today. We opted for a big ribeye and some eggs because we want it to last us for most of the day. Good morning, happy Saturday. We are at an event for work today. We are in a hotel. We checked out the breakfast downstairs, and it's $22 for breakfast buffet, and it just had that like scrambled eggs that they probably had powder and add water, and then bacon and sausage, and then a ton of French toast and muffins and whatnot. So we had already come prepared. We have boiled eggs. We've got some pepperoni. We've got this roast beef. It's the London broil. I usually get the boar's head roast beef, but this was the only kind that they had. I got a pound of it, and I tasted it yesterday, so it has a slight sweetness to it. It's not the cleanest, but in a bind, it'll get us through what we need to do. We've got some leftover bacon from yesterday, some leftover ribeye, and we did bring some pork rinds and our own salt. So I think we're good. I think we're good for this morning. All right, first cup of coffee in 6 weeks. I put half and half in mine because that's what they had here. No sweetener, so we'll see how I like it. And Caesar's drinking his black. We were freezing, so that was the reason why we got coffee. We're like, you know what? It's okay. We can have coffee.
It's 91 outside. It's like below 65.
So cold.
Inside.
So cold.
Freezing.
How's it? Did you taste it?
Really
Coffee's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It was just something we did for the challenge, you know, so don't feel guilty about it. Let's see if I even like mine without the sweetener. And if I don't like it, then I just will stay away from coffee.
Pen up here, pen.
All right, we are at this work event, and they brought us lunch. They brought us a club sandwich from Subway. We got a sparkling water, which is awesome, and mayonnaise and mustard. And they offered us chips. We said no to the chips. I hate that I'm gonna just take out the meat of this. It's not ideal because it is deli meat, but it'll get us through the day. And then, yeah. Let's see what we, all right, so this is what they brought us. Lettuce, tomato. So, oh my God. So we're basically going to peel out the meat. And then I hate that the mayonnaise and the mustard, I mean, it's probably not the cleanest, but I don't know how much ounces. Maybe it's about 3 ounces of meat and cheese. I'm gonna take this out and do my best. They had a mixer, right, with the drinks and all that, which we didn't drink. I didn't drink it all this trip. I'm very proud of myself. And they had nothing but like charcuterie boards and sandwich trays and veggie trays and fruit trays and chips and cookies and like all the things like that. So I got a couple of the meat and cheese from the charcuterie. I wasn't too hungry, so it was not a big deal to me. Caesar, of course, you know, needed to kind of finish as much of the roast beef, which, by the way, the first time I tasted that roast beef, it had a little bit of a sweetness to it. So I'm like, oh, this is not the cleanest. I could totally tell. And I mean, I was tasting it on the drive to where we were going. It was a 7-hour drive. So I was tasting it on the road. And when I looked at the package, it was London broil. So I don't know if that changes how it's made, but I could totally taste the sweetness. I could totally taste that it wasn't clean. And almost instantly, my sugar cravings were starting to creep in. It was kind of funny. I tasted a little bit of that roast beef, then we stopped to put gas, and I was kind of walking around. Maybe I can find a clean beef jerky or something, so I was looking around at the store, and I was like, oh, they've got my favorite bangs in the cooler. Oh man, what are those fried pies? Wow, those look really good. Things like that, which I never entertained. And I was telling Caesar, I said, it has to be whatever was in that roast beef that kind of triggered me even entertaining a bang. I didn't get a bang. I drank nothing but water. I powered through. I was very proud of myself. Final night came. What did we eat for breakfast? We were trying to think. We did not. They had a sit down catered breakfast for us, and these were our options: chorizo, egg and cheese, rolled up taquitos, which I wasn't sure how much earlier they made it, because I don't know if they've like frozen and microwaved it. I have no idea. They just were tightly wound up, so when you unroll it, like part of the tortilla was kind of stuck to the inside of the taco anyway. So I did my best in peeling out some of the inside of that. And of course they had like breakfast sandwiches, like bacon. No, it was ham, egg, and cheese on a croissant, huge croissant. So I went ahead and got one of those and peeled out the egg, the ham, and the cheese, trying to fill myself up because I wasn't sure what the case was for the rest of the day. Lunch was a boxed lunch of pick a sandwich or a wrap of turkey, roast beef, or vegetarian wrap, chips, an apple, and a drink. So I got the roast beef. I peeled out the roast beef on the inside. Again, I did a packet of it wasn't the most ideal situation. Got the packet of mayonnaise and mustard. And that was it. I didn't eat the tomato soup. I didn't have like anything else that was offered. Got another cup of coffee because I was like, I guess this is going to be the best of my sustaining of my hunger this day. And then evening, dinner came around, and they had chicken doused in some kind of cream sauce, and they had salmon doused in some kind of cream sauce. Then they had like wild rice and mixed veggies. And we were starving. It was 8:00 at night already. We ended up going to dinner 30 minutes late because our meetings ran over. And so I overloaded my plate with all the chicken in the cream sauce and all the salmon in the cream sauce. I didn't get the veggies, of course, or the rice. And I don't know what that sauce was made with. I'm hoping it was just heavy cream and butter kind of thing, but more than likely it had a bunch of stuff in it that wasn't ideal. So I just knew whatever my body's going to react to this weekend, it's going to react to. I'll kind of see it that way. And then we ended up getting barbecue on the way home, had some brisket and sausage, and try to get ourselves back on track. So it's been interesting. It's been interesting having that weekend of not so clean after having a month of super, super, super clean. So I'm sure my body is kind of like trying to figure out what is happening. I did have coffee yesterday. I had coffee with cream. We did have fajitas. I did have guacamole yesterday. I didn't shoot any of my stuff yesterday because I just needed a break of kind of taking photos and videos of every single thing I'm doing every single day, especially after having the 30-day challenge for BBBE. But today's a new day. That was my whole recap for the weekend. I just wanted to share with you what was happening there. But today is a new day. I am going to make myself a cup of coffee. Yesterday I had some dairy, right? I had coffee with cream, which I'm trying not to get into that daily habit. But if I do, the good thing I'm doing is not having my sweetener in my coffee. So as long as I kind of keep that in check, I think I'll be okay. I think having that sweet taste, having that sweetener in my coffee, it's going to open up all those doors to me having the keto treats and me wanting the bangs again and me drinking all that stuff. So this is helping me kind of stay on track. Dairy yesterday and holy guacamole cups yesterday was kind of an experiment to see how I feel. My stomach wasn't the happiest, so I'll keep that stuff at bay. Like I won't be so strict, but I'm not gonna have it as my daily meal, right? I just think I wanted to get rid of it. It was in my fridge and I just wanted to get rid of it. So it doesn't go bad. That's me. A human garbage candy. You all do that. I'm sure we all do that, right? It's like, oh, this is about to go bad. I better eat it before I have to throw it away. I'd rather eat it and put it in my body before I waste money that I spent on it. So dumb. I know. Hindsight, right? So anyway, I wanted to see how my body reacted to it. And it's funny because the entire time of doing the BBBE challenge, I noticed that my bowel movements, okay, if this is TMI, I'm sorry, but this is part of the whole thing. My bowel movements weren't as frequent, right? Because I chalked it up to whatever I was eating, my body was utilizing. Like there wasn't much need for waste to have to be expelled from my body because it was using everything as nutrients, right? It was keeping everything in a good way. And so it's funny because the moment that weekend came and the moment that I started kind of veering off of what I was doing last month, my stomach was like, whoa, here's some stuff you don't need. Here's some stuff we can get rid of from your body. And that's one of the things that I noticed. So it's interesting to see how your body reacts to certain things. So that's the main purpose of the BBB&E challenge is an elimination diet, so you can kind of reintroduce things. Of course, it wasn't ideal for us since we were on a weekend trip where we had no control on what was being reintroduced, so it wasn't the ideal situation there. But now we do want to continue keeping it as basic and clean as possible and moving forward for this month, because I don't want to throw a monkey wrench in my progress by introducing too many things all at once. My plan for the month of June was just to kind of maybe reintroduce some dairy. Now it is summer. We are going on a 10-day vacation to New York City's vacation. It is a work trip. We have like half of it a work trip, half of it going to be vacation. So that's going to be super challenging, and I'll definitely share with you what that experience is like for me. I'm not promising to be perfect during that trip, but I am going to try to stay on track and not make myself sick. That's the whole thing. It's like you don't want to eat that crap anymore, the standard American diet anymore, because that's what makes you feel like crap. And eating, the carnivore, ketovore, whatever it is that makes you feel your best, that makes you feel good. So it's like, why would you choose to feel bad? So anyway, and I don't want to kind of start training my body to feel bad, so where that feels normal, because I've done that for too long. Anyway, that is kind of the update for the weekend. I'm going to show you what I'm going to eat today, and then then I'll see you in the next one. So today I am going to have a coffee, but instead of the heavy whipping cream that I put in it yesterday, I'm going to do a fatty coffee. So I'm going to do a tablespoon of butter and an egg yolk, and I'm going to blend it up frothy. I normally love these, but with a squirt of stevia, but I'm trying to, if I'm going to drink coffee, it's not going to be sweet, and I probably am not going to need it every single morning the way I used to need it. So I'll have it every once in a while. Like right now I'm getting a little bit hungry, but I do have an appointment coming up, so I don't have time to actually cook something. So this is the perfect thing for me to have a coffee to kind of fat fast in the morning until I'm ready to make something to eat. So let's make that coffee. All right, so yes, I've had coffee with half and half all weekend long. I had coffee with heavy cream yesterday, but nothing tastes as good as having it with the butter and the egg yolk. I mean, it tastes better. It's like, yes, the sweetener, how I used to have it, definitely would make it taste sweeter. So it's not sweet, but it is good. And I prefer it creamier like this than the black coffee. Just, yeah. All right, I'm gonna do an old favorite, is this pork. It's the fatty pork for carnitas. I'm gonna do my method of putting it in a Ziploc bag with some yellow mustard, some salt, and then a splash of this Worcestershire sauce. And then I'm gonna put it in the air fryer. and get it nice and crisp, and then make it with some eggs. So it's not entirely super clean today because of the mustard, or clean carnivore, I should say. But I'm still gonna have just the pork chunks and eggs, and then maybe eat meat later if I get hungry again. All right, I cooked this in the air fryer for 15 minutes. They look pretty good, but I'm gonna get it a little bit more toasty because I see a little bit of red in there. So we don't want any undercooked pork. So let's do an additional 5 minutes while I get the eggs ready to cook. Oops. All right, my non-stick pan is not doing a good job of not sticking. All right, this is what we've got ready to go. We still have lots of pork left in the air fryer, so I'm doing about, I guess, half, a little less than half. And I want to say it was a little less than 2 pounds that I put in there. My eggs, hopefully they didn't cook too much all the way. I like a runny yolk, and this is my main meal for today.